Hello and welcome to this short thought for the day for Sunday the 29th of March. Phil and I are going to take it in turns to give a thought for the day on each Sunday when we can't be meeting in our own churches. We'll be reflecting on some of the themes from the readings of the day, the references for which will also be posted on the Facebook page. Today I'm going to be thinking about the theme of new life, because we have the story of Jesus raising Lazarus from death in our Gospel reading, John chapter 11 verses 1 to 45. If you would like to, and it would be helpful for you to read this before you hear this reflection, then just pause the video now and read it either in your own Bible or using the text on the PDF that's on the Facebook page. In this story, we hear of a family of friends of Jesus who lived in Bethany, Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. And we hear of them in other places in the Gospels too. Mary and Martha were among the supporters of Jesus, and Lazarus was a good friend. Lazarus, of course, becomes ill and dies. And the way that the writer tells this story, we can see how closely the main characters loved each other. There's a conversation between Martha and Jesus as he arrives, when she challenges his decision to stay away for 2 days. And Jesus tells her that he is the resurrection and the life. And then Mary too goes to Jesus to tell him straight, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died." And they all weep. The love between them is evident to see. The question that runs through this story, of course, is one that we ask with the onlookers who were also there, which is, why did Jesus wait? Jesus seems to have had a bigger picture in mind that no one else could see. He seemed to know what God was going to do, but he had to trust in God that at that moment he would give this man his life back when he was asked. I want to show you something that has meant a lot to me over the years, and it's here. It's a cross. I bought this cross at a retreat centre, and when I first saw it, I thought that the figure in the middle, Jesus, was dancing, and I still think that Jesus is dancing. I put it on my desk at home, and each time I looked at it, and still look at it, it feels to me as though Jesus is dancing, celebrating life in all its fullness. It took a long time for me to realise that actually that's a crucifix and it's Jesus dying. But I still think Jesus is dancing because new life follows his death. We had the reading about Lazarus today because we're 2 weeks away from Easter. And we're beginning to think about the theme of resurrection, about new life. In our current situation, in coronavirus lockdown, it's been said that we are being called to show love and compassion to our neighbour by staying away from them, so giving them the chance to live, to have life, and to remain healthy. It's an altruistic act, not just one of jealously protecting ourselves. We are called to give up something of ourselves to give to others. God is all about life and offering new opportunities. God is also about suffering alongside us. This week, as we get closer to Holy Week, Good Friday and Easter Day, let us begin to reflect on the passion of Christ, his journey to Jerusalem towards death, but which ended in life. Life for all who call him Lord, in all times and in all places. Another of our readings today is from the letter to the Romans, and I'll finish by quoting the last verse of it, chapter 8, verse 11, because it sums up the amazing power of God that God chooses to give to us by the Holy Spirit. If the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will give life to your mortal bodies also, through his Spirit that dwells in you. May we know this to be true for ourselves. Amen.